Good evening, everyone, and thank you for inviting me to do my presentation. Well, my name is Oulfat Amin, and I'm a postdoctorate in the Laboratory of Microbial Ecology of the Rhizosphere and Extreme Environments. And today I'm going to present you an innovative way of bioremediation, but what we call microbial fuel cells. But to place it in the context of renewable energy, because of the decrease of fossil fuels and the increase of pollution, more and more interest has been given to renewable energy as a solution by scientists and, of course, industrials. So we seek to develop efficient, low-cost, eco-friendly processes of decontamination. Indeed, the Environmental Protection Agency invested about $243 million in the protection of environments, while in France, they spent like 47 billion euros with 35% in waste treatment and 27% in water sanitations. Bioremediation is carried out in a conventional manner by chemical or physical processes which require a great energy supplies, although they appear to be more economical and ecological. However, the classical bioremediation processes undergoes laws of nature because they depend on availability of electrons, the contact between the substrate and the microorganism, and moreover, they are rather long processes. So, in this context, microbial fuel cells represent a great alternative because they increase yields and accelerate bioremediation processes. They can directly convert chemical energy to electricity via microorganism. They don't need any energy supply, and they have many applications in sites with poor electrical infrastructure. And they can use a wide diversity of inorganic or organic compounds. Indeed, microbial fuel cells and their involvement in waste and remediation have raised plenty of interest during the last 30 years. But how microbial fuel cells work? So to answer this question, we have to go to our basics. Well, microorganisms, while oxidizing organic matter, can transfer the electron to terminal electron acceptors, oxygen for aerobic microorganism, sulfates for sulfate-reducing microorganism, iron for iron-reducing microorganism. But some microorganisms can transfer the electron to a solid support, which is called the electrode. So, microorganisms act as a planktonic or form a biofilm and adhere to the electrodes, here the anode, and then electron flows through a closed circuit here to the cathode where the reduction reaction occurs. So, this electron flow generates electricity thanks to electrogenic microorganism. Conversely, same process can occur at the cathode, but in this case, the cathode will be the electron donor and not the electron acceptors. So, electron transfer can occur directly through cytochromes or pili, or indirectly through mediators like quinone or phenazine. Electroactive microorganisms or electronic microorganisms are everywhere. We can find them in aquaculture ponds, in sites contaminated with hydrocarbons, in water-contaminated sites, in acidic river, in mangroves, in volcanic lakes, in marine sediments, and in compost. During the past few years, many microbial fuel cells prototypes have been built. Actually, an efficient microbial fuel cell buildup should group these 4 parameters. So the electrode materials. Sorry, can I speak without the microphone?
Yeah, I guess it's okay.
Yes, of course.
Thank you. So, the efficient microbial fuel cells, because I had microphones, the efficient microbial fuel cells should group these 4 parameters. The electrode materials that rather be cost effective, and of course should be high performance material like carbon-based materials or graphite-based materials. Some materials are high performance but are quite expensive, like the platinum. The second parameters is the physical-chemical parameters, which is the medium, the salinity that can accelerate the electron transfer. And of course, electroactive bacteria that can be single or act as in group. And of course, all these parameters have to be organized in the reactor. I mean, the distance between the electrodes should be respected, the electroactive microorganism, and salinity. So different prototypes have been developed in order to respond to bioremediation requirements. We have prototypes formed with one single chamber microbial fuel cell, where we have the cathode and anode in the same medium. We can have 2-chamber microbial fuel cells where we have the anode in a medium and the cathode in other mediums, and we have more complex microbial fuel cells, as you see here, the stacked microbial fuel cells and also microbial fuel cells. They have many applications, like they can be used in domestical wastewater, in water desalination, to obtain drinking water, and in CO2 reduction. They have, this is yet another example of hydrocarbon remediation by microbial fuel cells. Well, compared to the classical remediation processes, we have the microbial fuel cell accelerate and increase the yield of bioremediation. For example, you have the diesel can be degraded at 82% against 31% without microbial fuel cell. And this remediation is coupled to electricity production. We have other examples of degradation of crude oil or total petroleum hydrocarbons. And in parallel, microbial communities have been also identified. And in most microbial fuel cells, the dominant bacteria belong to the protobacteria, but we can find also other bacteria, like the refined bacteria and many more. This is another example of remediation, the trace organic compound remediation. Trace organic compounds are micropollutants that we can find in disinfection byproducts, in pharmaceutical products, and they are discharged in wastewater. And of course, because they are present in a low concentration in wastewaters, all the classical remediation processes are not designed to remediate, to degrade this micropollutant. But the few studies carried out in microbial fuel cells showed that up to 100% of this micropollutant could be degraded. This is a third example of the contamination of azo-dyes. The azo-dyes are the most widely synthetic dyes used in textile, in food, in paper, in leather, in cosmetics, and approximately 50% of this dye stuff are discharged in water. And because They are water-soluble, stable, and resistant. Their removal is very difficult by remediation classical remediation processes. But in microbial fuel cells, they could show that up to 98% of these azidides could be removed. Also with the production of electricity. So some experiments of scaling up were also carried out, but they was not that much efficient. We have, for example, these microbial fuel cells that were embedded in an activated sludge process, but they couldn't even remove the contaminant or produce electricity. But you have one example of an effective microbial fuel cell that was embedded in a river to monitor air temperature, water temperature, and it was cost effective and interesting. For 7 months, they could monitor the air temperature, the water temperature, the humidity. But most of in-situ implementation are not that efficient. So there is many advantages of microbial fuel cell because at laboratory scale they have a highly efficient and performance. We have many good materials that are cost effective, which are the carbon-based materials. The implantation in situ is not expensive depending on what material we use. And the decontamination by microbial fuel cell is faster and more efficient than the classical remediation processes. Bioremediation, of course, is also coupled to electricity production, and we don't need external energy supply because the environment is the supplier of the energy. And it's a self-sustaining system. And we can adapt it to varied applications. But they have also limitations because the actual, currently the scale-up is very difficult. And the current prediction in situ are very low and non-competitive with lab scales. And they have a high performance, the high performance material like the plastic, the platinum is very expensive. And we have problem of the long conservation of the electrode because they have contaminations of parallel contaminations. So, in our laboratory, we work on different projects, and one of these projects is the microbial fuel cells. So, we focus on microbial fuel cell at different levels. So, at lab scales, we collect samples from polluted sites and non-polluted sites that we put in microbial fuel cells. And in collaboration with the LETI, we try to develop sensors that can monitor temperature, oxygen, pH, or salinity with, and we try to optimize the